The podcast that you're listening to is being presented to you with the cooperation of the SJ Network. If you're a person who needs a publicist and you want to appear on podcasts, contact Stephen Joyner at s-j-network.com. Let's get on with the show.
Comedian Jason Pollock of the Hi, I'm Jason podcast is today's guest. But I'm supposed to mention hashtag #JustPaperClips. Do you have any idea what that means?
Of course. It's the answer to the question, what does the Sherpa give us as a holiday bonus?
Attention, rebels of the Sherpalution. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. We would like to give you a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial simply by heading to www.audibletrial.com/Sherpa. There are over 180,000 titles of audiobooks and podcasts, including this one, to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. And now, the one and only Mr. Bruce will lead you into the Sherpa Chalet. As a reminder, you can only bring one mountain lion at a time on the elevator.
Welcome to Too Many Podcasts, the podcast about podcasts. Now, podcasting from the Sherpa Chalet on Mount Podcastia, here's your host, Jim, the podcast Sherpa.
Hello there, rebels, and welcome to Too Many Podcasts, the podcast about podcasts and so much more. It is me, this one over here at the mic. Hello. I almost forgot who I was. Jim, the podcast Sherpa. Hello there. And we've got a really fun show today. A little different, a little wacky, but that's okay. We have to be a little fun and wacky every once in a while. And I think we owe that largely to our guest.
Who's our guest today, Sherpa?
His name is Jason Pollock. He is the host of the Hi, I'm Jason podcast. And on weekends, he co-hosts a show called Morning Wood, which I actually had the privilege of going on, and we got to be just as silly on that show as we did on this show. Really enjoyable conversation. Jason is a stand-up comic with a really interesting story, too. I got to get to know him, and we definitely clicked, I can tell you that. The conversation, like I said, goes a little goofy sometimes. So, I mean, we're talking prostate exams and colonoscopies. Why are we down there? I don't know. Oh. Anyway, let's just have a listen to my conversation with the one and only Jason Pollock of the Hi, I'm Jason podcast. Hello there, rebels. We are here in the comedy room at the Sherpa Chalet, and I am speaking today with Mr. Jason Pollock. He is the host of the podcast called Hi, I'm Jason, appropriately named because if it was Hi, I'm Bob, you know, like you said, they might confuse you with the Pornhub thing, so you don't want that to happen. So, Jason Pollock, welcome to Too Many Podcasts.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Sherpa.
You are more than welcome, sir. All right, so I told you before we started recording that I actually had a small bone to pick with you. Nothing major. I'm not mad at you or anything like that.
When you say small bone, I'm thinking of myself personally, physically. But.
Okay. We'll just say a bone. We will leave it at that. So I wanted to Google you because lots of times I will Google my guests and try and get information and stuff. And every time I entered your name, it would say, "Oh, you mean Jackson Pollock?" I'm like, no, I don't mean Jackson Pollock. My guest is not going to be throwing paint.
Well, come to think of it, I've got meat here, what looks like meat, and I'm going to... No, I'm not going to be throwing paint. But I get that all the time. If you were like Pollock like the artist or Pollock like the fish, like it's the same Pollock. Like, if you want to see me as an artist or a fish, whatever floats your boat, as long as you pronounce it right. I used to get Pollock all the time, so I'd rather be compared to a fish.
Well, I'm glad that you really know your place in this world, Jason. That's a very important thing. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm completely neurotic. In fact, I tried out for America's Got Talent. They said, what makes you different as a comedian? And I thought, I'm a neurotic Jew. I'm not right for the show, and I phoned it in because there's nothing special about me. And that's pretty much my attitude. Now, granted, our mutual friend Steve Joyner would slap me for saying that because he doesn't like when I get self-deprecating. But I can't help it. First of all, I inherited it. It's all part of being Jewish. And secondly, I have a nervous tic that I developed in 2020. I don't know if you noticed. Thank God this is audio because I wouldn't be as easy on the eyes as I am when they can't see me. Well, I was a shy kid. I'll start at the beginning. I was shy growing up. I always wanted to be an actor, comedian, and I never got on stage because I was shy. I got picked on, had low self-esteem. And then I saw an ad in the Village Voice in 1998 that said American Comedy Institute, 8 weeks of classes, then a final show at Caroline's. And I thought, what a great intro to comedy. Take a class, and then I forced myself to go on stage at Caroline's on Broadway to start the career. And I did that. It worked. I did it. I met other people who produced other showcases, started doing them. And then the guy who I knew from Stand Up New York opened up a club called Rascals Comedy Club in Cherry Hill, which is a very popular club up in North Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I ended up inadvertently being the doorman and then GM of that club. And so I stopped performing for a while when I was GM because there's nothing like getting up and bombing, and then you have to be in a managerial position. You're never going to get the same respect you should get as a manager after they just saw you eat it on stage. So I stopped doing that for a little bit and just worked on the business end. But honestly, I like being on stage. I like acting. I just like stepping out of myself because it makes me feel better to be someone else for a little bit.
It's a pretty quick career ladder when you're going from the doorman to the GM of a club.
When nobody else applies, you're in.
I guess that can work to your advantage.
Yes, exactly. I mean, come on, Trump versus Hillary. Of course Trump's... No, sorry. I said I wouldn't get political.
We could probably use that as career advice. You could just walk into a place. Has anyone applied for this job yet? No. Well, I'm going to be the first. And I think you should stop after me.
That's perfect. I love that idea.
Hey, you never know. You could get hired that way because people would probably be impressed by, your boldness that you could just walk in and say, this is the job and I'm taking it right now, whether you like it or not.
That could go two ways or a number of different ways. I mean, it could end up with the police being called.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you might get the job, depending on the personality of the person you're chatting with.
I guess if they don't look like they're approaching a phone or they're going to push some sort of a button, you're probably in pretty good.
Right. Unless, I could see myself doing that and then getting, I don't work here from the person. Oh, sorry. So I'm so sorry. I'm just a cashier. Let me get my boss.
So you said you were a shy kid. So what was it like getting up the first time on stage and doing comedy?
I was sick. In fact, the first few years I was doing it, I'd get sick to my stomach. My ex at the time used to say, why do we even do this? You're miserable. I can't stand being around you before you go on stage. And once I'm on stage, it all goes away. There's that initial fear of just before you get up. The anticipation was the worst thing ever. Mm-hmm. But I did have a guy years later say, because I'm really comfortable now. I'm bombing, I'm comfortable because I'm used to it. But I had a guy say, you bomb better than anybody I know. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you when you make fun of yourself for bombing, it kills. I said, well, I should just bomb all the time.
That is an interesting approach to comedy.
It was the closest I ever got to being compared to Carson, which is an honor. Because he when he bombed, he just so easily made fun of himself, and it destroyed every time. He was just so lovable. I did a show this past Saturday night at a Shriners Club in Delaware. I've really come a long way since Caroline. But no, it was a really nice gig. They're nice people. But this guy, I got off stage. The guy, this guy saw the headliner. He said, "Oh man, you were so funny." And he saw me. He goes, "Oh, you look good up there." Thank you. At least, because that means I want to look good. That was my goal. I was like, I don't care if I'm funny. I want to look good on stage.
He wasn't confusing it with a fashion show or anything like that, right? You weren't walking down a runway.
I don't know. He was wearing glasses, so very possibly.
The opening part, he took his glasses off. He didn't realize where they were. And he was like, I like that jacket. And look at the guy that's wearing it.
Yeah, so no, I was really shy. Then there was a point, though, where I stopped getting picked on and then I just became shy. When I started making fun of myself first, a little self-deprecation before the bullies got to me, I started making fun of them. And it wasn't fun for them to pick on me anymore. And they left me alone. I got a little more respect. There was one thing I did in high school that I would never get away with today. I would have been just expelled from school if I did it. It was awful. I was a big fan of horror films, and I would never act on this. Let me just preface it by saying I never would have acted on it. It was just my awkwardness coming out in a weird way. These people were pushing me around in the hallway and making fun of me, and I turned around and I said, I know where you live, and I'm going to find you when you sleep and chop you to death with my axe. Or something along those lines. And that earned the respect of the bullies. They're, yo, he's psycho. What's up, psycho? I got high fives. If I did that today, forget about it. I'd be out of school for life.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well in airports either, Jason. So
No. I think that in retrospect, I was like, I can't believe I said that. My God. But it earned the respect, like the name psycho.
Sometimes I think that's all it takes to change a bully's perception of you. The fact that you're not willing to be pushed around and that you'll just stand right up or you're going to say something back to the person. I had a kid that used to bother me, and one time I just snapped back at him and he said, you finally talked back to me. I said, yeah, I did. I mean, then we were friends for the rest of the school year.
That's interesting. Whole new perspective on bullies. They're like the original life helpers. What am I trying to say?
Life coach?
Life coach, yes. Is a bully. Once you give in, they're like, that's it, tough love. That's just what I wanted from you. Now, level 2. Where do we go from here? No, they never did that.
I wonder if the bullies that we knew from high school are life coaches right now.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. The ones that used to really pick on me relentlessly. We see each other out, and we're friends on Facebook, and I love that we've just grown, even though it's 30 years later, we're just normal. So we've gone past that. I don't know why it still I'm still proud of that fact that we've gotten past it, but it's a part of me that still lives in the high school days that says, yes, we're mature now. I have to tell myself I'm mature. Did that make any sense just now?
It actually does, believe it or not.
Oh, good. I remember I've been in one fight my whole life. It was 8th grade. This kid would pick on me relentlessly, threaten to beat me up after school, and you better watch your back. And I remember music class, and I'm holding my books, and he knocks them out of my hand. And I got so fed up at this point, I sucker punched him, and he looked shocked. And I thought, I better hit him again before he gets one in me, because I don't want to get hit. Because then my doctor said, fists are not good for me. So I started punching him back, and I got this rush of adrenaline. It was like a Christmas Story moment. I'm punching him, I'm punching him, I'm punching him. He's on his knees, and I felt alive. It was weird. And until the assistant principal grabbed us both and we got detention for a week, and we bonded after that.
You were in the trenches together.
We were in the trenches together, yes.
It was war. It was war against each other, but it was war.
Yeah, that was my one and only fight my entire life was 8th grade. I try to avoid conflict.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you get to a certain point in your life, and I'm sure and you're a little bit younger than me, I would presume. But after a while, 90% of the people that you really want to punch in the face, you just go, I'm not going to hurt my hand. It's not worth it.
Right, exactly. I just look amazing for my age. I'm actually 72. No, I'm going to be 50 on December 6th, which was so weird to me because I used to say, I remember even last year, I'd say I'm still a whole year away from that necessary colonoscopy. But now we're August. What is it? August to December. I'm 4 months away. Oh my God. Happy birthday to me. And I've told people that. They're like, no, you should get it in your 40s. Don't ruin this. I don't need to. I've been pooping fine. I don't know how much. You said to go on rants. So
you're allowed.
Yeah, so I used to say mandatory colonoscopy, but they don't come knocking on your door saying, well, you're 50 now. It's necessary. I know you have to get checked.
We've been expecting you, sir. Not like that.
Welcome. When I go into the office, I want to see happy 50th signs, all banners.
The only bad part about that is just the day before when you have to prep.
That's what I'm nervous about, the prep work. The drugs I hear are great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the prep work, I'm not looking forward to. I'm hoping I'm conscious enough to say, don't forget to tag me on the photos before I'm out.
Well, and at least you get to go out and eat afterwards too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I should schedule it soon. That's a whole. I mean, every comedian, once they go through the procedure, it's like the bar mitzvah of comedy. It's like once you go through that, you have to add it to your act. How could you not talk about it?
Is there a comedy checklist for men like colonoscopies and,
From your own perspective, of course. I mean, you don't want to do a hack colonoscopy bit.
Yeah, that's right. We're not looking for volunteers or anything like that.
No. So I'm assuming you've been through the prep work. My poor wife is a little older than me.
Okay.
She was asleep outside the bathroom door the night before. I felt so bad for her. I was like, poor thing. But I still got a few years, not anymore. Now it's coming up and coming fast.
It'll be fine, trust me. Just the day before, just give yourself that extra time and keep an open bathroom nearby. Everybody's different. So I don't know what your colon is like, Jason. So
oh my God, it's coming. Let me ask you, have you had the prostate exam?
Oh yes, yeah.
I haven't had that yet. My doctor said he used to give them, but my doctor actually said, you don't want a prostate exam, do you? I was like, I guess not from you. I don't know why you phrase it like that, but yeah, no, I haven't had that. Well, did you he's like, I mean, I'll put it in your blood work. When they do your blood work, you can get it checked that way. And I agreed to that. Can you do it? I'm asking you as if you're the expert. Can you do it through blood work? I mean, do they still have to put their finger?
No, if you're doing it through the blood work, you don't have to.
Oh, thank God.
And so, but I'll tell you a funny story, though. I went to a doctor and he said, oh, well, I could do this. And I said, I'm probably not the best candidate for these because I faint very easily. I have what they call sensitive vagus nerve. And that's what makes people just fall over and just pass out over like little things.
Well, doing blood work or?
No, or it could be anything, but not doing blood work. I'm actually pretty good, but with prostate exams,
You mean you would fall asleep when he stuck your finger?
No, not asleep. No. That's a whole different operation.
Okay, I mean faint. I was trying to be okay.
So the doctor said, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And he did it. And I jumped up and I knocked him back. He's like, you almost knocked me out. And he got mad at me.
He got mad at you? What do you expect? You're shoving your finger up my ass. He got mad at you and he's the one doing the
That's right.
the act. Wow.
Needless to say, I never went back to that doctor again. I'm sure he remembers me, though.
Oh, so you've done both. You've done the blood work and the finger.
Yes, I have.
And this is a step in the right direction. You're admitting it. Now let's confess something else.
Stick with the blood work. It's a lot better.
All right. I'm just sticking with that.
Yeah, especially if your doctor is giving you that option. If they're not too thrilled about wanting to do it, like, okay, I'm taking your cue.
I couldn't blame him at all. I love that when he said, you don't really want me to do that. No, I personally don't want anybody to do it if I can avoid it, but
yeah.
I mean, I just don't know what to look for. Otherwise, I'd put on a glove and do it myself. But yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's not like you can put a mirror back there and go, yeah, that's all right.
God, I can't even think about what I'm looking at.
I'm just like, honey, can you bring the flashlight in here for a second?
We went from getting bullied to prostate exams.
Well, somebody's getting jammed one way or the other.
And how far into the show are we already?
About 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about your comedy career. Comedy is such a personal thing because you're like right up in front of everybody. Were there any special gigs that really stood out for you? With that had like those kind of magical moments that you hope for as a comic?
Oh, absolutely. There's one night that really, my proudest moment. I've had shows where I just feel alive and I just felt like, oh my God, everybody in the show did great. And you feel like a camaraderie because you're a part of that connection that just everybody owned the room. Everybody had their spot and chance in owning the room that night. And we all got the same laughs. And it was just, they're beautiful moments. But I think one of my proudest moments is something I can't share with everybody. It's when I humiliated a heckler and screwed his girlfriend. That was absolutely my proudest moment as a comedian. And I haven't had as many gigs as a lot of people do my stage fright and running the club. I wasn't performing as much when I was running. When I stopped booking and managing room, I started getting back up on stage again. So I've still been in the comedy world for about 30 years. My God. Like I've a lot of people who are really well known now and doing great. Mm-hmm. I started with, and there's no bitterness, whatever. Okay, whatever. No, just kidding. No, but my proudest moment, it was, I remember this guy wouldn't shut up. Him and his girlfriend and him were at the hotel. There was a comedy club in the hotel.
Okay.
And he wouldn't shut up. The MC was on stage. I was doing a guest spot. And I said, I want to try out new material. I'm not going to let this guy ruin the act. And I got up there and he made it so easy. There was no great line I had. I just asked somebody in the audience how old he was. And that guy, the heckler yelled out, "I'm 2." All I said was, "Yeah, we know." And the audience erupted in applause and he felt humiliated. I said, "Sorry, man, you did it to yourself." And his girlfriend got up and stormed out of the club. And later on after the show, I see her walking around the lobby of the hotel and she's crying. And I said, "Are you all right?" And she said, he threw me against the wall. He broke a mirror and he got kicked out. And she's like, "This is supposed to be a romantic weekend." And that was like it for me. I didn't feel bad anymore. I said, "Come here, I'll buy you a drink." I bought her a drink and she said, "Let's go up to my room." And that's when I started to think this is a joke. He's going to be waiting up there because I humiliated him. He's going to jump out of the closet and beat me up. But the guy inside me, the male part of me, said, "No, you're going up to that room. It doesn't matter." So I went up to the room and she said, "Let's ring up porn on his credit card." And when she did actually rent porn, I thought, okay, this is real. He's not jumping out of the closet. And things got a little crazy. And I left that night thinking, I just humiliated a heckler and banged his girlfriend. That was my proudest moment ever as a comedian. I wasn't married at the time, thankfully, because I wouldn't have had that story to tell. I could have, but I wouldn't have been able to tell the story.
Yeah. But a little bit of a different outcome. You wouldn't have to worry about the guy jumping out of the closet.
Right, exactly. Could have worked 2 different ways. God, I remember when I got married and I would do a show. It was when I got engaged. We got engaged shortly after we started dating because it just clicked. I'm very happily married, which is weird, but I am. And
you're allowed. It's okay.
All right, thank you. A lot of
as the bully life coach would say, it's okay that you're happy.
Thank you. But like a lot of people would object to marriage being a good thing, but I am really happy, and a lot of my act has to do with she does write a lot of my jokes. But of course, when I first got together with her and realized I'm happily married, girls, I've never been a player, but girls came out of the freaking woodwork. They were so flirtatious. And I was like, what? That's not fair how life works like that. I don't understand. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Do you remember, did this happen to you when you got engaged or got together with the woman you were going to marry?
Then all of a sudden, right, then you become irresistible to everybody else for out of the blue.
Right. It's ridiculous what happens. It's not fair. It's life's cruel trick. I got to tell you, though, this woman did say a couple things to me that I'll never forget. The woman, she said, "Don't take this the wrong way, but you are bigger than I thought you'd be," that made my whole, like, not only did I get the ego boost from doing that comment alone, but then she said something even better. She said, "Also, don't take this the wrong way." Well, she started saying, "I deserve that, right?" And I said, "Yes, you did deserve that. Thank you for that compliment." She said, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I have to forget this ever happened. And my response was, thank God. So that was like as good a situation as you could ever get. Now, please don't tell me your show's made for kids.
It's PG-13. It's okay.
Okay.
We've already discussed colonoscopy, prostate exams. So,
oh God. Well, they're medical procedures. So,
okay.
I'm jumping to fornication now.
Okay. Well, we're keeping it clean. We're being clinical about these things, Jason.
And I haven't cursed.
That's right. You haven't. So, you know what? I want to ask you, who were some of your comic influences growing up?
I grew up, I was born in 1971, and at a very young age, I discovered Monty Python. And we had a Not Ready for Primetime Players LP. Remember, there was the first season when Chevy Chase was on.
Sure.
They made a record of all their best skits. So I used to listen to that religiously in the 70s and watch Monty Python. So they were like my big comedic influences growing up. I mean, SNL, I don't see it as the same as it used to be. I'm very biased because that was my upbringing was that, and it's just not the same anymore. I feel like it's a totally different entity now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Monty Python. And then I got hooked on British comedy, and there's a comedian I saw in the 80s who he's still active today. His name is Jake Johansson. He's a very neurotic, hilarious, naturally funny comedian, and he has a very nervous energy about him, and that I related with that. Like I met him a couple of times, and I was actually starstruck and intimidated. I mean, he's not a household name, but he's a headliner, and he's great. But he's influenced me a lot watching his comedy. He did kind of intimidate me just being in his Eric Idle. So I met Eric Idle. I was starstruck by him. I couldn't look for Monty Python.
Sure.
I couldn't look him in the eye. I was like, I'm not worthy. But they were both such nice people. And I met a lot of celebrities doing this, as you probably have met people too. But these two in general, I was I felt this big. I felt so small. I felt like I was in the presence of greatness.
Sure.
And they were so kind, so generous, nice people.
And they probably went through the same thing with their idols too, I'm sure, at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's different levels of fame. Whoever you grow up watching. And new heroes come along every time you watch them. Like Ricky Gervais is now a comedy icon. Mm-hmm. Creator of The Office. And he didn't start, I mean, the guy didn't create The Office till he was 39 years old. He got a late start in life, which always gives me hope when I hear things like that. I mean, I'm working in the industry, but I'm not, and I used to do it full time. Now I have a day job.
Okay.
But it still gives me hope because I'm going to be 50. I still feel youthful. And I equate a lot of the creative outlets that have been coming out and a lot of people to this pandemic, people who have been making the best of the situation. Like I started the podcast in July of 2020 and as a way of keeping the creative outlets going. And it kind of took off. We joined up with another podcast where we have a channel now on Twitch called Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. We all do our podcast on there. We have it on Facebook Live and YouTube. And starting August 25th, it's going to be on audio. We're going to have audio only as well on all the podcasts stream, Spotify and iTunes, iHeartRadio, or Apple Radio, whatever it's called. And like wherever podcasts are heard. I feel like I'm just boring now. I'm dribbling.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
But I actually did want to talk to you a little bit about now you actually have two podcasts. You have Hi, I'm Jason and Morning Wood, which is not a carpentry show, which we should point out.
It's not a carpentry show, no. It's our version of a morning show. But we like to wake up that way. It's a fun way. We started out by calling it shorts because there were much shorter episodes. But we end up going the same length of time because we always have fun with our guests or whoever we're talking. And sometimes we'll show. We got into the habit now of having a guest that will show a 1950s black and white short film and kind of riff on it like they did in a Mystery Science Theater, that kind of thing. It's just become a lot of fun to look at the difference in culture from the 40s and 50s till today. If you ever watch the coffee commercials or Alone, it's like, what's wrong? My wife makes a crappy cup of coffee. and they're so abusive to their wives because of the coffee. It's terrible. But I'm blessed because my wife wants to be a 1950s housewife. Even though she works, she wishes she could be a housewife. But I need her to be, I need my wife to be a feminist. I need my wife to be a strong, independent woman and work a second job.
And hopefully when you're out with her and you have a second cup of coffee, she's not thinking, Jason never has a second cup of coffee when we're home.
I do, but the difference is my wife would say, I don't really give a shit if he doesn't like my coffee. This is how it is. Thank God she makes good coffee because I buy it. It's the Ethiopian blend. I'm telling you, the Ethiopian blend is the way to go. If you like coffee, not only are you getting sweet, tasty coffee, it sustains the economy of Ethiopia. And is that good for your sponsor? Did we get that?
I don't know too many Ethiopian coffee companies. So.
It is good coffee. I will say that. I've become from working in gourmet food as a side job, I've become a coffee connoisseur. Haitian blue and Ethiopian is the way to go.
I know you said you are very busy because between doing your stand-up and you're actually learning the piano as well. And
that's something else I picked up during the pandemic.
Really?
Somebody said it's like Groundhog Day. Every day you're home just doing the same thing. And I thought, he learned how to play piano. I'm going to take advantage of this pandemic and learn how to play piano. And I started doing that. I'm playing the Beatles now and Duke Ellington. It's great.
Wow.
But it's something I just do for me. Like, I haven't done it publicly yet. I get really nervous in front of the teacher, but alone, it's so cathartic. It really is.
It's not like you're going to finish up your stand-up act and you're going to run over to the piano. You're going to have a little martini glass on top of it going, hey, I'm Jason. Thanks a lot for coming down to the show.
Oh, that would be a dream. Just to be the next Uncle Floyd, even.
There you go. I know the reference. Okay, and you said, well, anyway, so we were saying, because you're so busy, you don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. I know you said you like the Pod Guys and the stuff on YouTube that you like catching.
You know, when I work during the day, or if I'm doing something dull, I'll listen to podcasts on YouTube. A lot of them are hard. Like I put in, I discovered them because somebody had a scary Craigslist story that happened to her. And I put in scary Craigslist stories, and there's these YouTube channels that came up, like Let's Read and Mr. Nightmare, and these podcasts came up that were just like 5 scariest Craigslist stories. Then there's just a rabbit hole you fall down, and there's 5 scariest Walmart stories and scary McDonald's stories, scary stories about working the night shift. You just start listening to these stories and you get hooked on them. Really help you escape. Like horror is my escape from reality. Comedy, I like to make people laugh, and I love to get that big guffaw. I love when you get to that point of laughing where you just you can't even speak straight. Like the giggle loop, I saw it called in a British show. You fall into the giggle loop. You can't. It gets to be so inappropriate to laugh at a certain point where you can't control yourself.
Okay.
Do you have a second for me to bring up an example?
Sure, please do.
Okay. I didn't know if we're running over. I used to work with the special needs, and there was we had a teacher in service day, and there was a guest speaker. This nurse was talking about mental health, things we need to know about when working with these people. And there was a woman in front of me, a big heavy woman, and she had a cockroach walking up her back. And she was sitting in front of me. I don't know the woman. And the kid next to me pointed it out. And I went to knock it off her. And I realized I didn't want to touch it. So I ended up just pushing into her back. And she turns around and just gives me this look like, what the fuck are you doing? And I lost it. Something struck me so freaking funny at that moment, just the look she gave. And I was trying not to giggle. I was like, sorry. And people started looking at me. And the more I thought, the more I have to hold this in, the harder it got to hold in the laugh. And it occurred to me, okay, I need to leave this room right now because this poor woman sacrificing her time to give a talk, a lecture about mental health. This nurse is really kind to do this gesture. And for some God unknown reason, I'm in the back row of this room and I start to walk out in the back row to go outside so I could laugh and cry without disturbing anybody. And there were almost as if a plant was there, as in somebody planted this. There were pots and pans in my way that I didn't see on the floor.
Oh, no.
And I stepped on the pots and pans as I was trying to be quiet and not laugh.
So much for sneaking out furtively.
Oh, God. I thought, really? It was just bong, 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 bong. Everybody turns around. I had snot coming out of my nose. I was drooling. I was crying. I just ran. I couldn't take it anymore. That's the kind of laughter I freaking love. That's my escape.
Well, I'm glad you have a podcast that lets you do that.
Thank you.
Okay, lastly, I'm going to cue up a little sound effect, and it'll say shameless self-promotion. And this is what I'm going to ask you. How about a little shameless self-promotion? We can let everybody know how to get in touch with you.
Where's the sound effect?
Oh, you're not going to hear it now. You're going to hear it.
Oh, sorry.
It comes out.
I ruined that. Should we go back?
No, it's fine.
No,
Go
okay.
ahead. Pretend you didn't hear that, Rebels.
Sorry.
Shameless self-promotion.
My shameless self-promotion is every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., Wednesday evening, more or less, at 7 p.m. You can listen to the Hi, I'm Jason show or watch it and see me live on Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at SuperJPose711. And you can find me on Instagram at SuperJPose711 or 71. Sorry, I don't know my handles. And Twitter, Jason Pollock 2, because there already is a Jason Pollock. And he is a very controversial documentary filmmaker. Don't go, you could follow him, but if you want me, don't follow him. I'm Jason Pollock 2, because I'm the second one. People have called me and said, oh my God, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? You're all over the news. You're causing all this controversy. And I have no idea. I said, that's the wrong, it's the documentary filmmaker, Jason Pollock.
See, so you're between a painter who throws paint and a controversial documentarian.
Yes.
This is probably why you're so neurotic, Jason. I think
Yes.
we've arrived at the source of your problem.
And I think I want to stick with the fish, the Pollock fish.
Okay. His name is Jason Pollock. He is the host of Hi, I'm Jason and the Morning Wood podcast. Thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you so much for having me. You were a blast. Thank you.
Let's get back to the Sherpa.
Sorry about that. And now it's time for Sherpa suggestions.
Rebels, I would be remiss in my duties as a podcast Sherpa to not tell you that there are actually podcasts about colonoscopies. I'm not kidding. There's one called the Colon Health Podcast, and there's one called Surviving Healthcare. There's one that's called, okay, this is a little scary, Amateur Colonoscopy. Okay, well, let's move on and change the topic to some of the more popular stand-up comedy podcasts in addition to Jason's podcast, which you can see on YouTube, of course. And we have the Sarah Silverman podcast, The Pat Down with Miss Pat, Two Bears, One Cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, The Comedy Cellar, Live from the Table, Koo and the Gang podcast, that is with comedian Esther Koo, The Tom Green podcast, Fitzdog Radio, and Shark Tongue. And of course, if you want to find out about the history of stand-up, guess what? There's a podcast called The History of Stand-Up. What were the odds? What were the odds? You know, I've noticed in some of these podcasts, they usually have a little takeaway or summary at the end of the show. So you know what? Let's try one for this week. So this is what we've learned so far, Rebels. Jason Pollock, he is not a paint-throwing painter. He is not a controversial documentarian. And most importantly, as you can tell by the interview, he is not a fish. But what he is the host of the podcast, Hi, I'm Jason, and a co-host of the podcast Morning Wood on the weekends. And if you check the show notes, you will see the link to my appearance on the show, and you can tell that we had so much fun on that program as well. So be sure to check it out, too. All right, folks, next week, we are back to the Sherpa screening room, and we will be talking with a real entertainer, and the guy is multi-talented, and you're going to enjoy hearing what he has to say. Singer, actor, impressionist, director, creator. I'm probably missing out on a couple of things. His name is Darren Dowler, and he's got a fascinating story. And again, another fun interview. So check it out next week. Mr. Bruce, okay, you can take off the funny nose and glasses. No, that is my nose. Let go of... Oh, okay. All right. We got to go, folks. See you next week. Sherpalution on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok sometimes. Viva la Sherpalution. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to Too Many Podcasts. Please disperse. You can go home now. I said you can go home now. Viva la Sherpalution. Viva la Sherpalution. Oh. Yell, come back now, you hear?